at the Alexander Stadium in Birmingham for the English Schools Athletics Championships. Tim has some more results for you.
We do indeed, yes. That fabulous 300 metres just before the break. Lucy James showing real maturity in maintaining her unbeaten record at 300 metres. They're winning for Bedfordshire in 39.47. Eshel Thompson of Sussex, they're very close to gold, but taking silver with Mary Ihike of Surrey, the bronze.
The athletes are ready for the junior girls 100 metres final. Everything you'll see today is a final. From Kent, Helen Renardson goes in lane 1. In 2, Whitney Mahoney-Eaton representing London. In lane 3, Kanza Anyabville of Middlesex. Jodie Williams from Hertfordshire in lane 4. In 5 from Middlesex, it's Stephanie Chuogbade. In lane 6 from Middlesex, Madeline Mawawula. I beg her pardon if I pronounced that one incorrectly. In lane 7, Charlotte Burrows of Northamptonshire. And in lane 8, Lorna Goldsmith of Durham. They're away very quickly here. Going well in the orange vest is Jodie Williams from Hertfordshire. And looks as though she's got this one wrapped up already. She has. I think Nwawula of Middlesex might have come through for second. But Jodie Williams there, who won her semi-final in a personal best of 12.06, is clearly the athlete in form here. The 13-year-old is the national indoor champion over 60 metres, and she transferred that kind of form very successfully to the outdoor arena.
Didn't she just? Yes, in the orange vest, fourth from right, got away very, very quickly, stayed low for the first 20 metres or so. This is her 63rd victory out of 64 races, and she's won it comfortably. And Nwawula on the near side coming through for a good second place. But look at that, 2 metres victory, has the clearance of thought, clear thinking there to dip well at the line. But what a good youngster she is. And I'll tell you what, you have to remember the coaches. This young lass has been prepared wonderfully for this final, and behind every athlete out there, there's a team, remember, parents, coach, and so on. So all credit to the coach of young Jodie Williams.
And Nwawula with a very strong finish, but left it too late really. Jodie Williams now has a record of 63 wins from the 64 races she's entered, and she's also got herself a new personal best as well. What a fantastic day, what a fantastic championships for her. A PB yesterday, she's lowered it again today, and she's kept that remarkable success record going. Well, I wonder if Daley Thompson's been as impressed as we have by these early finals. He's with John Ridgett.
We certainly are, and Daley, we've seen some intense athletics. Who particularly have stood out for you so far?
I've really enjoyed Nathan Wake in the 400 that we had 10 minutes ago. He was fantastic for a 14-year-old boy to be stuck out there in lane 6 or 7 and have the run of his life. I thought that was really encouraging.
Because you can't ask for more than a lifetime best under the pressure of the finals here. Because this is pressure stuff for these athletes, isn't it?
No, it is, and obviously, we're all thinking schools, kids, and all that. But for them, it's, as we said earlier, it's their Olympics. So all they want to do is, do their best performance. And as you say, the only thing you can ask for the kids is that they produce a good performance on the day. And Nathan was unbelievable. All
right, Daley, thanks very much. Let's get back to the action. Our next event coming up very shortly is back to Alan Parry.
Well, we've already mentioned the likes of Seb Coe, Steve Ovett, Steve Cram, Peter Elliott, all former winners of the 1500 metres in these championships. The intermediate boys 3 3/4 lap race is the next on track, but here's the result of an earlier race.
It is indeed just the 100 metres final for junior girls. Jodie Williams winning for Hertfordshire in 12.01. That was a new personal best, and into quite a strong headwind. Look, minus 0.8. Marilyn Nwawula of Middlesex, 12.31 for the silver, and Helen Renardson of Kent, 12.37, takes the bronze.
Sun continues to shine here, a welcome relief from those awful wet and windy conditions of yesterday. And now we can confirm the 10 athletes who go to the line in the intermediate boys 1500 metres final. Cameron Scott of Hertfordshire, Matthew Bloy, Essex, James Robinson, Norfolk, Ross Murray, Northumberland, Stephen Broadhurst, Cheshire, Jeremy Gilmore, Manchester, Alex Cornwell, Essex, Billy Collins, Hertfordshire, Ollie Aitchison of Hampshire, and Rhys Glastonbury representing Oxfordshire. 3 3/4 laps The championship record stands at 3 minutes 52.6 seconds, set by the Sussex athlete Johan Boats back in 1988. The year's fastest time for athletes in this age group is 3 minutes 54.21, and that belongs to Ross Murray of Northumberland, wearing number 59 there in the yellow vest and red shorts. So I guessed him in an event that you've run many times. He would be one of your favourites.
Well, anything under 4 minutes for this age group is very high caliber running. Daly mentioned earlier that he ran in the Durham schools, the Durham Championships back in 1975. I was beaten in this race in 1975 by one Eamon Martinelli, who went on, of course, to win the London Marathon, take a Commonwealth Games title. And it does make you wonder how many of these young lads, if they stick at it, can achieve really great things.
Alex Cornwall of Essex taking up the running early on, but they've slowed, so it's clearly going to be a tactical race this. The whole bunch of them still very close together. I wonder if somebody will try and liven it up. Coming wide on the outside is Aitchison in the red vest and white shorts, and right in the middle of the picture James Robinson of Norfolk in the white vest wearing number 55. It's a healthy pace, but nothing too sensational. As I say, they're all still in contention, so it looks as though it could be a burn up at the end, with Ross Murray, the favourite, one from the back at the moment. Tall athlete, angular looking runner in the yellow vest and red shorts of Northumberland.
Well, that time is 62.21. Is actually quite tasty, Alan. 64 seconds at 400 metres would be 4 minute pace, so they're on schedule something a long way under 4 minutes. Of course, if there's any reluctance from here on through this critical middle section of the race to push the pace on, then it will slow, and I would expect it to actually, because I think the wind has just picked up a little bit over the last 20 minutes or so. It's gusting in this Alexander Stadium, and it's an awkward wind.
Yes, that first lap perhaps a little bit quicker than it looked, but still no sign of anyone committing themselves at the front of the field. Robinson nearest the camera, 55, and on the inside in the maroon colours of Essex is Alex Cornwell, number 27. Number 11, Stephen Broadhurst of Cheshire, who was a heat winner and runner-up in the 800 metres as a junior a couple of years ago, is also in that leading group. One or two now being tailed off, with Murray still showing no signs of getting himself up amongst the leading 4 or 5.
Well, interesting to see Broadhurst as they go through 800 metres in 2:08, nearly 2:09. Look, that second lap, 66 seconds, almost 67 seconds, so much slower. But Broadhurst there in the black vest, the left of picture, wearing 11. He's the 800 metre man. He won't want to take the lead, and he's running a smart race. He's staying off the curb, just on the shoulders of the leaders, and he'll want to use that 800 metre speed when it comes to the final lap. So he's running a very cagey race.
Robinson, the sacrificial lamb, if you like, led for those first couple of laps, but he's now disappeared into the middle of that pack, and you get the feeling that with the bell approaching, Murray is starting to think of his strike. Robinson has forced his way to the front again with just over 400 metres to go, but here comes Ross Murray now on that line, and suddenly he was almost caught by surprise by that burst of speed by the early leader Robinson. There's 3 broken away now: Robinson, Murray and Gilmore, the Manchester runner, and it is Murray who will take them into the back straight for the final time. Just 16, made the final last year, he finished 8th there, but since then he's improved by over 5 seconds, but he's got it all to do here against James Robinson of Norfolk, who's run a very plucky race indeed. But Murray still looking good. And stretching away now. He has the year's fastest time of anyone in the field, and he's beginning to make that count now. He's already celebrating. Wasn't it a certain Mr. Ovett who did that at Crystal Palace all those years ago? Murray wins it. Robinson takes second place. 3 minutes 55.68. A little bit of showmanship as well from the Northumberland athlete Ross Murray, who, if he hadn't have done that, might have posted an even more impressive time than his winning mark of 3:55.68.
Well, he's some talent, isn't he? You know, as he came off the final bend, he was striding away, almost gangly in his style, and it was reminiscent of Steve Cram. I don't think Steve ever waved quite so early down the home straight, although he had plenty of winning margins like that one. 3:55, very, very high caliber time. The championship record is 3:52, and certainly this young lad could have gone close to it today if he'd run hard from the belt. But that's impressive. A name to watch, and of course British middle distance running with that rich heritage you referred to earlier, Alan, is not going through the doldrums at the moment, but we do need some great kids to come through this next 4 or 5 years, and this could be the lad to do it.
He's certainly a showman, isn't he?
Well, his final lap, 58 seconds, and he was cruising. It could have been a couple of seconds faster still.
The highly rated 16-year-old from the northeast, Ross Murray, a very impressive winner. And you can blink and almost imagine Steve Cram in that famous yellow vest all those years ago. Next on track is the senior boys 200 metres final, and we can give you the lineup now. In lane 1 from London, Femi Owolade. In 2, representing Humberside, Daniel McIntosh. In 3 from Hampshire, it's Chris Tandy. Lane 4, Luke Lennon Ford of the West Midlands. In 5, Sean Taylor of Northamptonshire. Then in lane 6, Matthew Wetpay of London. It's Oliver King of Berkshire in lane 7, and lane 8 is Brenton Smith, again from the West Midlands. And who takes your eye here, Tim?
Well, Sean Taylor in lane 5 was 57. He was 8th in this final last year, and ran 22.5 into a very strong headwind. Won the Inter title 2 years ago. Now's his opportunity to really improve upon that 8th and last place finish 12 months ago.